This is 50.
Straight up, we got Polo J finna step in this thing, man. Polo, what's happening, boy?
What's good, man?
Nothing, man. Nothing at all.
You thinking the same way I'm thinking on this shit.
Yeah, man, could be bullshit, man. It be
Some
bullshit,
niggas just
man.
want to be martyrs so damn bad,
That's a fact. That is
and
a fact.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all.
I,
I don't know. I don't know, man.
I understand it perfectly clear. Some people just stupid. See, you gotta be a martyr for your like you. You had a belief at one point in time, and you probably still do. You went to the military. But the point is, you acted on that belief, and you placed your belief where it was supposed to be. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If all these people that say they believe what they want to believe, and when people get hurt, continue it then. Continue to fight. Because in 2-3 days, you ain't gonna hear none of them niggas out there in the street that was campaigning this bullshit. You're not gonna hear from none of these motherfuckers, man.
No, you're not. You're not at all. He's just gonna become another whisper in the wind, like the rest of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, what's the point there? What's the point?
To me, honestly, this is gonna sound rough as hell, but I don't even care.
No, you can't. But keep going. I like where you're going. Go ahead.
I don't even care because nothing is going to come out of it. Nothing. Okay, she'll lose her job. She might get prosecuted. Okay, fine. In the eyes of justice, something was done for us with that. But what changed? His family's going to settle out of court for an undisclosed amount of money from a city that's already bankrupt. And they're still going to stay there. They're not going to try to pass any legislation. They're not going to try to get a new mayor or new city councilman in the office. They're not going to do none of that. They're just going to settle. And that's a problem that our people have. We just settle. We settle for bullshit. We settle for things that hold no value. Dollar bills actually hold no value right now, for real. You settling for that shit. So I don't care.
I care to a certain extent. I can't say I don't wholeheartedly care, but I will say this because I'm up here talking about it, so I gotta care some, you know. But at the same time, it's like what you said right there, man. In a minute, nobody, like I said, they're not gonna care, but like you said, they're gonna settle out of court and things like that. Those even type of things bother me. Like for instance, when George Floyd, they in court right now. They try to make this man look so bad, pulling up past shit in 2019 to somehow prove that he was such a bad man. But at the same time, though, the only thing that actually came from that, and I hope this dude goes to jail. I really do, because if don't, it's gonna be a problem. That they said that the police can't choke you no more. Nobody tripped off that. There's a law now nationwide that police cannot put you in a chokehold. How about police can't harm you? Nobody tripped off that. They just can't choke you. So now if I want to elbow you, though, y'all just said we couldn't elbow. When they said that shit reminded me. Anybody ever seen Devil in a Blue Dress?
Yes.
That was Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle, really, really big breakout. Like, he played a good partner, a comedy ass gangster, right? Now, when he said, remember he said, don't shoot him. Keep him here. I'll be back. When Denzel said that to him, when Denzel came back, he said he dead. He said, yeah. He said, what'd I do? He said, I told you, don't do that. He said, you said don't shoot him. I choked him. You see what I'm saying? That's how I feel when they throw them laws in our face. So now ain't no chokeholds. But you can still beat me up with your billy club. You can still do all this other great shit that you feel good like you want to do to me. And people bought that shit. And I will never understand that. I watch people try to justify what police do, and they want people to be just as fair. Understand people have bad days. And I do understand. Sometimes you catch a motherfucker on a bad day. You catch any dude on a bad day, you liable to catch it. You know what I'm saying? At any type of job. So it ain't just cops. But it be the repeated offenders. I had I know y'all watch Law and Order. I know a lot of people watch Law and Order. They brought Lieutenant Stabler back, right?
Oh yeah.
And on his show, he has a black commander, and she was like, "I read your rap sheet. You got 6 bodies on you, right?" And I'm using this as an example because if he want to go for a promotion, guess what? He still can get that promotion, even though he got 6 bodies on him that had to be investigated and all of that shit. You can't do that nowhere else, bro. You can't get no write-ups. They gonna hold all that shit against you.
Yeah.
In any job. No, I'm talking about like say if you're known for
civilian world.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So like, that's what I'm saying. And they don't have malpractice on them. Everybody else do. You can look up doctors right now and be like, oh, he ain't cutting on me, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You can see everything that has to do with doctors. Everybody else have malpractice. We as civilians, we call it involuntary. They don't have that. And I feel like they need some accountability. Whether if they get convicted or not, it's still on their rap sheet, bro. It's still there for you to know. So you can make a conscious decision. Is this a repeat offender motherfucker that's doing this shit on purpose? You get what I'm saying? Because if you know it's gonna if you know that body is gonna stick to your jacket, that's gonna make you try not to fuck up. Because the more you fuck up, the more you allowed to get fired and get convicted by behind one of them bodies. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel that should be though.
That ain't gonna happen.
Hell no. It's a wish. Hell no. No, man. But them the things like them the things I be thinking like if people want to fight for something, fight for shit like that, bro. Just be ready for the long haul. Everything can't be short. You know what I'm saying?
The problem is a lot of our people get hyped up by the news. The media plays a big role in all of this. People don't like to admit that, but it does.
This is a fact.
I can turn on my TV right now and go to CNN. They talking about it.
Yeah, they on that shit right now. They on that shit right now.
And the first thing they say, unarmed black man. Unarmed black man. It could just be an unarmed man. You don't have to always specify the race. And you doing that to incite.
To incite problems, right.
To incite problems. I mean, I hate to get political with this, but you got what you wanted from the election. So since nothing else is really going on, you need to make up something for a news cycle. You need something for a news cycle.
And they're going to ride with it. That's the thing.
And they're going to ride with this for the next, as long as the Chauvin trial is going on, this is going to be aired. A lot of this shit is going to keep going on. You're going to hear about somebody else being assaulted within the next week or so.
Because that's the thing. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
That's the crazy shit. They pick and choose and show what the fuck they want to show. You know what I'm saying? When old boy went in that store in Colorado and shot up them people, right?
Mm-hmm.
People don't know it was like 3 or 4 other that week. Domestic terror attacks. That week. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just as big. They just picked the one out they want to show the world. You get what I'm saying? This is today's media. It's not news. It's media. It's whatever I want to cock up. And then if you look some of the stories up, they half-ass telling you the truth. When Daunte Wright first came out, this story, the first thing they said they pulled that man over was for the thing in his window, the air freshener. And that was totally wrong. It wasn't. It didn't have shit. They didn't have all the info, but they ran with that. Right? That would have pissed me off too, because that would have told me that, so you use that to pull this nigga over something that people got every day just to run his name, right? Now that pissed me off when I first heard it, but then when you hear that they actually pulled him over for having expiring tags and they showed they had proof he did have expired tags. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? That was the initial stop. Then of course your shit get ran and goddamn me, he had a warrant, outstanding warrant. That made more sense. But see how easy you could piss somebody off with one little detail that's wrong?
Narrative is everything.
That shit should be against the goddamn law. But see, it's not because they all in cahoots. We all know who run the idiot box.
It's not illegal because of the media is covered under the First Amendment.
Man, the government run that motherfucker. They feed us what they want to feed us. Yeah. You know that. Because if they don't want you to talk about some of the government, it makes me plenty of time. The government and called in like, hey, don't talk about that, nigga. Don't say that. You know how many times that it went to newspapers, shut that story down.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They control all that, bro. And that's not a secret. That's not conspiracy or nothing. That's just, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
People need to stop saying that word's conspiracy, because a lot of things are being proven now.
Right.
Especially with what the Pentagon is talking about and shit. So, but that's a whole nother topic.
Right. So,
yeah.
So, like, what's your, like, how do you feel about the Daunte? Like, how do you feel how the whole thing went?
For one, I'm all about accountability.
Right.
He should have never put himself in that position to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
You out here getting money. You have a family. I get that. You don't know that your tax is expired? Get your shit together, black man. Get your shit together. If your tags were never expired, you wouldn't have got pulled over. And that's not putting victim blaming or nothing like that. That's not that. It's just showing accountability. You will get stopped no matter what state you in with expired tags. Now, this bitch should know the difference between a 7-ounce taser and a 4.2-pound pistol. She should know the difference by now. If you've been on the force for over a decade, you should know the difference. You should know how it feels with magazine, without magazine, how many rounds, however. I can tell you, like you just said, I can tell you the same thing about my pistol. I can tell you the same thing about my shotguns.
Right.
I can tell you the weight. For you, that's involuntary ignorance. Involuntary ignorance. Mm-hmm. Willful ignorance on both parties. Both parties. I don't know how you can mistake a pistol for a taser when a taser's on your chest. Because that's how they roll in the state of Minnesota, not Missouri. In Minneapolis, I've been there. I got family there. The tasers are on their chest. You didn't reach for your chest. You reached for your handgun, and you held it. It was in eyesight, because you have to look at your iron sights in order to put it on a target, in order to fire with a taser and with a handgun. Handgun, the type that they carry Glocks. That don't have safety. They don't have safeties. So the iron sights, it has two of them, one in the back, one in the front.
Mm-hmm.
The barrel is a little bit rounded. Tasers are squared.
Yeah, they're square, bulky. It's square.
Yes. How can you mistake that?
Exactly.
That was a negligent discharge.
And we not talking about a little square, nigga. That motherfucker a square, nigga.
It's a big square.
Big square.
To where they can even tase you just by putting it on you.
Right.
That was a negligent discharge. It was a negligent discharge at a civilian.
Right.
That should carry heavy penalty within itself. That should be, like you said, involuntary manslaughter.
Right.
They're not going to get the death penalty. They're not going to get life. You'll probably get 10 to 15. Okay, cool. Justice will be done. But you, black man, why are you in such a hurry to be a martyr?
This is 50.